Ethical Dilemma Case Presentation, HopeSparks Family Services, presented by Ash Martinez. What is the ethical dilemma? I am completing my foundation practicum in macro practice, and the ethical dilemma I will be discussing will be one from macro practice. The ethical dilemma I would like the staff members to consider is the current process in place for individuals calling the main phone number at HopeSparks seeking assistance or emailing info@hopesparks.org. These are for individuals who are trying to self-refer to programs. At this time, HopeSparks does not have a referral coordinator in place, and the people who are seeking assistance who call or email are being routed to the behavioral health intake team. Currently, the behavioral health team are addressing these calls and emails in two ways. One, if the individual calling is seeking behavioral health services and intake appointments are currently not available, the intake team is instructing clients to call back in 2 to 3 weeks when an intake might be available. And the intake team also provides the 211 number for resources. Number 2, if the individual calling needs another service, the intake team forwards the individual's information to a director of one of the other programs at HopeSparks so the director can screen them for programs they might qualify for within their department. These current methods are proving to be ineffective for engaging clients that are attempting to self-refer and conflicts with two ethical principles from the National Association of Social Workers Code of Ethics. The first ethical principle this conflicts with is social workers' primary goal is to help people in need and to address social problems. This principle is not being upheld as well as it could be. It can take a great amount of courage for an individual experiencing trauma, mental illness, or other disparities to make a phone call or send an email to ask for help. The practice that is in place right now turns some of these individuals away with a request to call back in 2 to 3 weeks when an intake might be available. This is incredibly discouraging for an individual who needs services. The other ethical principle that this conflicts with is social workers respect the inherent dignity and worth of the person. This ethical principle is not being upheld as well as it could be as well. I have worked as a social worker for 6 years and have primarily been in client-facing work. What I have learned is that if you tell someone to call back in 2 to 3 weeks or provide them with the 211 to get additional resources, this feels dismissive. This does not build warm relations with individuals we aim to serve. I believe that this process in place is essentially telling individuals, yes, we hear you, and here is our passive solution. If an individual has made the self-determined choice to call or email to seek out services, they should be met with open ears, open eyes, and a person who is going to do everything they can to connect them to services as soon as possible and make their experience a warm handoff. Now, let's take a look at this eco map. So, as I stated previously, this is a macro ethical dilemma. So that means that this eco map is going to consider the community that we serve. So the community the agency serves is the Tacoma-Pierce County area. And the people that come in seeking services can have various factors that are impacting their life. And that could be culture, housing, access to secure housing, access to basic needs, mental health and need for support, support system or lack thereof, income. Many of the clients we serve have low income, resources and accessibility to resources, especially to our clients who live in unincorporated places, who may have not as much of an accessibility to resources as someone living in Tacoma. Family, and that could be a strong connection or it can be a stressful one. School, we serve many school-age children and families that have school-age children. That is another factor. And it can just vary case to case, family to family. but these are the main factors that are likely to be impacting the individuals reaching out, seeking assistance. Cultural considerations. So HopeSparks serves a culturally diverse community. There are many cultural considerations to be aware of. Individuals whose primary language is not English would perhaps have an even more challenging time getting connected to resources and services as this process is at this time. Individuals with diverse cultural and religious backgrounds could also be unfavorably impacted by this process. Ethnic minorities and individuals who are low income have often been unjustly impacted by systemic racism and oppression. It is our duty as social workers to advocate for those who need assistance. This process must be improved upon to better serve those in need within the community. So applicable theories to this ethical dilemma. The first one I want to talk about is the biopsychosocial theory. This theory takes into consideration the biological, psychological, and social factors of an individual and how they interact to influence functioning. An individual who is calling the agency seeking services should be viewed in a broad way that considers all these factors and not only their presenting issue. Many individuals who are calling lack basic needs, secure housing, and are also experiencing trauma and mental illness. This theory is crucial to better understand the depth of the need these individuals are presenting. If an individual is seeking behavioral health and lacks basic needs, the provider speaking to the client should be equipped to help connect this individual in a warm way to a solution. By simply telling an individual in need who are calling to call back in 2 weeks, this disregards the other needs they have that could likely be addressed sooner. The other theory that I do want to talk about is the structural theory. This theory states that social problems are partially rooted in social structures. This theory is important when reflecting on the broader impacts of this dilemma on society. It is an uncomfortable experience to realize that as a social service agency, you might be creating a barrier to care for individuals reaching out to you for assistance. This theory should be considered when reflecting on how this ethical dilemma may be perpetuating systemic disparities for those who are oppressed. As social workers, it should be the priority to reduce barriers to care, not create them. Ethical decision framework. The ethical decision framework that I want to point out is I pulled it from our textbook, the Cynthia Garthwaite textbook, the Social Work Practicum. And the first question in the framework that I want to talk about is anticipate potential results and consequences of acting or not. If a sufficient solution is found, this can have a positive impact on the community that HopeSparks serves. If there is not a solution found or no action is taken, this could be harmful for individuals seeking help and over time can impact HopeSparks' credibility. Clarify who is charged with or responsible for making the final decision. Ultimately, the final decision will be made by the CEO of this agency. However, finding a solution will be a collaborative effort. Take diversity and cultural differences into account. It is a priority to keep the client and the client experience at the center of this decision making. The priority is to keep diversity and cultural differences in mind and to make sure this is considered when finding a solution to this ethical dilemma. Decide on a course of action and implement the plan. There are multiple solutions to this ethical dilemma to consider. The goal is to get the input of the staff and to find a sufficient solution and then implement this plan as soon as possible to begin rectifying this ethical dilemma. Monitor ongoing effects of the plan. Once a solution is determined, weekly progress reports will be given to monitor the effects of the plan. Evaluate the impact of the decision and adapt the ongoing intervention as needed. Depending on the feedback given by staff and incoming clients, The decision will be edited and embellished upon as needed. Systems perceptions of the problem. Privilege is something that must be considered when reflecting on this ethical dilemma. My AFI is transparent in how his lens as a cis, white, heterosexual male is different from the diverse community this agency serves. As social workers, we must be self-aware of our lens and how it differs from those we serve, and be willing to reflect on this experience to inform better service delivery procedures. In addition, in the text, it states that if clients perceive themselves as different from others or as less powerful and more vulnerable, these perceptions have an impact on their help-seeking behavior, including how they expect to be treated, their level of trust in a social worker or agency, and what they consider to be useful and relevant service or program. We must consider the client perception and experience when considering the best solution to this ethical dilemma. System strengths and limitations. The system strengths are that my AFI is the CEO, so depending on the solution that is worked out, it has a high chance of being implemented and supported. The system's limitations are mainly that change takes time. While the CEO has the authority to implement the change, this solution will be discovered in a collaborative way, as it should be, and this can take time. This is challenging, especially when an ethical dilemma is discovered and a quick solution would be the best case scenario. However, change takes time, and there are many steps prior to implementing a solution. These steps will fortunately ensure that this solution hopefully makes a long-term positive difference. What have I learned? So this ethical dilemma has taught me the importance of speaking up about injustices we witness, and how the priority should be always to uphold our commitment to clients and helping those in need. It is not easy to look inwardly and to examine the flaws that might exist. HopeSparks is a well-respected nonprofit organization in Tacoma and has a long history of serving families in this area. However, despite the positive impact this agency has on thousands of families, their service delivery can still be improved upon. I am proud to be part of an agency that is willing to hold themselves accountable and open to change practices in place to better serve the community. I look forward to hearing from the staff and the resolutions you feel would be best for this ethical dilemma. Thank you.